When you no longer know where to go. When your steps feel too heavy to lift. When life grows so quiet that your own thoughts feel louder than the world around you. And your heart begins to ask questions you've never dared to say out loud. That's when something begins to shift. Not outside you, but deep, deep within. There are seasons where everything seems to lose its meaning. The things that once made sense now feel confusing. The paths that once felt so clear now seem blurred, foggy. Distant. The certainty you once carried now feels fragile. And the doors you were waiting for, doors you prayed for, doors you hoped to see open, suddenly look locked, unreachable. Silent. And your faith? Yes. That same faith that once held you together now feels far away. Like it retreated into a place inside you that you can no longer touch. And maybe, just maybe, that's exactly where you are right now, in this moment. Listening to this. Trying to breathe a little deeper. Trying to look strong, even though your soul is tired. Trying to hold together something you already know is slipping out of your control. And here's the truth. That's okay. It really is. It's not a lack of faith. It's not weakness. It's not failure. It's simply part of being human. A human who feels deeply. A human who tries. A human who carries more than anyone else knows. And it's right here in this very place where you've tried. Everything, where you've thought everything. Where you've questioned everything. That heaven begins to approach you in a different way, because when you don't know where to go, heaven does. And heaven doesn't panic. Heaven doesn't rush. Heaven doesn't fear what you fear. Heaven moves in silence. A holy silence. A silence where God works in the spaces you cannot see. Sometimes God's direction doesn't come with thunder or flashes of lightning. It doesn't always come with certainty or immediate answers. Sometimes His direction comes as a whisper, as a tiny spark of peace, as a gentle sense of, keep going, I'm here, as a warmth in your chest that you can't explain, but you know it didn't come from you. And maybe you've felt like God left you in the dark. Maybe you've wondered if He went quiet. Maybe you've asked yourself if He stopped speaking to your heart. But darkness is often the very place where God reveals things you could never see in the light. It's in the dark where seeds grow, where roots strengthen, where healing begins quietly, where clarity blooms at its own time. Breathe. Just breathe. Not because everything is okay, but because even if you don't feel Him, God is near. Do you know why? Because while you're busy trying to understand everything, that's happening. God is guiding your steps. Even now. Even in the uncertainty. Even in the silence. Even in the doubt that you don't admit to anyone. The Bible says, I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. Do you hear that? God promises to teach you, to guide you, to show you the path you are meant to take. This means you don't need to know everything. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to be strong all the time. You just need to keep walking, one small step at a time. Maybe you're tired. Maybe you're carrying invisible battles no one knows about. Maybe you're forcing a smile while everything inside you is screaming for help. Maybe you're holding on to questions that hurt you. Questions like, why is this happening? Where do I go from here? What if I make the wrong choice? Does God still see me? But hear this. God is not intimidated by your fears. He is not disappointed in your questions. He is not offended by your tears. He does not move away from you when you feel lost. He moves closer. Closer than you think. Closer than your breath. Closer than your doubts. The truth is, God has always done His greatest work in people who didn't know where they were. People who felt lost. People who felt unqualified. People who felt empty. Look at Moses wandering for years without direction in the desert. Look at Elijah so exhausted and discouraged that he collapsed under a tree, begging God to take his life. Look at Jonah swallowed by a situation he never expected. Look at Paul struck blind, unable to see anything around him. And yet in each of these stories that God was not late. He was not surprised. He was not confused. He knew exactly where they were. And He met them there. And they all discovered this. God does not need you to know where you are. Because He already knows. He sees every detail. He sees every tear. He sees every choice, every fear, every quiet prayer. And maybe the only thing you need to hear today is this: you are not outside your purpose. You have not taken the wrong path. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are being guided. Even if you don't feel it. Even if you don't see it. Even if everything around you seems frozen. Heaven is moving. Heaven is acting. Heaven is shaping things you haven't even imagined. Sometimes God closes doors not to punish you, but to protect you from what you can't see. Sometimes He removes you from the place you wanted, to take you to the place you truly need. Sometimes He slows everything down, not because you failed, but because He's preparing something better. Sometimes He silences everything around you, so you can finally hear what He's speaking inside of you. And what He is saying is this: do not be afraid. I am with you. I will go before you. Deuteronomy 31:8. Let that sink in. God goes before you. He is already in your tomorrow. He is already in the places you're about to walk into. He is already in the answers you haven't received. Already in the healing you haven't seen. Already in the door you haven't found. The future you fear. God has already visited. And He stands there waiting for you, ready to walk with you through it. So when fear comes, and it will remember this: you don't need to run. You don't need to see the whole picture. You don't need to understand every step. You just need to take the next one. Just one. Slowly. Gently. At your own pace. With your heart trembling. But moving forward. Because while you walk, heaven walks with you. While you question, heaven surrounds you. While you cry, heaven holds you. While you wait, heaven works. And maybe right now, even as you listen to this, God is placing peace where there used to be despair, light where there was confusion, strength where there was exhaustion, hope where there was fear. This is how heaven steps in. Not with noise. Not with pressure. Not with demands. But with love. With guidance. With care. With presence. So maybe this is the sentence you need to hold close today. When you don't know where to go, God does. And He is already walking ahead of you. If this message reached your heart, write in the comments, "I trust." Your declaration of faith may touch someone else who needs hope today. And don't forget to subscribe and leave your like, because it helps this word reach exactly where heaven wants to touch.